Yo, I didn't realize my microphone was on, but yeah, that's cool. Anyways, guess I'll go ahead and start now that I noticed that. At least I think you guys can hear me, right? Probably. Yeah. And I'm just getting my all my chats open because I forgot to do that. Okay, let's get started, I guess. Welcome to stream number 8, I believe it is, of grinding for the Gucci Banana in Milkman Karlson by Danny. We are, I guess we'll just go ahead and get started. As usual, if anybody wants me to explain the strategy, let me know in chat. But otherwise, I'll probably just kind of do whatever. I also do need to post the question of the hour in the chat though, real quick, because if you don't know, every hour I ask a new question that people in the chat can answer. So, for example, let's see, what can I do? Question of the hour. What is your favorite Danny game that has released? So not including Karlson's full version. And that message. Alright. So, I guess we'll go ahead and get started with the rather weird strategy that I have going. So obviously it's basically just a clicker game at this point, so I'm just gonna play some Danny content in the background. We finally made it to the first Karlson devlog while we're watching this full playlist of literally all of the Danny videos. So yeah, I guess we'll get started.
Game, or you can't do that. Why you don't try make a 3D game, or you can't do that? So because Jotaro roasted me for not being able to make a 3D game, the only solution is to, well, learn how to make a 3D game, because you know what they say, 3D games are pretty cool. Now, I've only ever made games in 2D before, so it's time to step up my dimensions. I started my journey by loading up a new Unity project. Oh, and before going any further, I have to apologize to all of you for not uploading since last year. Get it? Because it's New Year? I also added a capsule which will serve as our player. Now we just need a way to move him.
My mouse keep moving off screen?
And so I got to work with Bracky's tutorial using the character controller in Unity. But the main problem is that I like physics, and the character controller doesn't really do that. So I just scrapped it all, slapped on a rigid body on my player instead, and now I have to write my own movement script. Now this requires a lot of vector calculations, and I don't like vectors or calculations, so yeah, that's kind of a problem. But eventually I threw this basic movement together, which was simple enough. The only problem though is that the player is very sloppy and slides around like a fish, if a fish had legs and, well, if it could walk and such. So I guess it's not really like a fish at all, but I need... So to solve this, I added some counter movement, which made the movement feel much more snappy, and you actually stop instead of doing the slippery sloppery wish wish. And before going any further, I found some prototype materials and added some post-processing, and just like that, it's much prettier to look at. So the plan is to make a parkour game with guns and explosions and cool stuff, kind of like Karlson, but 3D. And so I started by making a grappling gun. because I like grappling guns and it's my game, so I can do whatever I want to, and I'm probably gonna improve it later on, but for now I think it gets the job done. A very important aspect of a parkour game, or pretty much any game, is the movement. So I started by implementing sliding. Basically, if you hold down control, you can slide down slopes and build up speed, and it's pretty cool. Then I got started on wall running. This is actually pretty tricky to get right, so for now I'm gonna leave it at this and then come back to it later. And then I added crouching, so you actually become smaller when you slide. I kept it simple, so I literally just scaled the player down when crouching, which, you know, might not be the most realistic or best approach, but it works, so I don't care. So as the movement is coming together pretty well, let's try and add some guns so we can, you know, perform the pew-pew if you catch my drift. So to do that, we need to actually make a gun, which brings us to my first problem. I don't know how to make 3D models. So, and with the help of my boy Big Brack, I started my modeling adventure using ProBuilder. Oh, you're wondering why I'm not using Blender? Pfft, Blender? More like bleh. And ta-da, it looks fucking terrible. Nice. Whatever, I don't care. Now to make the grappling gun look better. I'm gonna try and replicate Will Nill's grappling gun because it's fucking amazing. Check him out on Twitter. He's the guy who made Stick Fight the game and tons of other cool stuff. So, you know, yeah, you should give him a follow. For starters, the rope is now coming out of the tip of the gun, which is usually the case, and it's no longer ass-colored, which is a good start. Then I made the gun rotate towards the rope, which was an easy task for me. I totally didn't spend 5 hours trying to figure out how to do it. I wanna die. Anyway, here are the 7 lines of code that took me 5 hours to figure out, because who the flying fuck knows how a quaternion works? What the fuck even is a quaternion? I don't know. Does anyone know? And why is it called a quaternion? What is this fucking alien language? God. Oh, and I also made the gun move up and down a bit so it looks more dynamic and kind of like you're holding it, which is pretty cool. Okay, we got guns, but you know, what's the point of pew-pews if we don't have anything to pew-pew at, you know? So it's time to make an enemy. And using ProBuilder, I started with a head and worked my way down. And yeah, I don't need to use Blender. This is actually very easy to do with ProBuilder. And here's the result. It's looking... After doing some research, I've decided to learn 3D modeling in Blender instead of ProBuilder. So I created my first model, which is totally not just me following a tutorial on YouTube. Anyway, after that I rigged my character with another tutorial by this guy Sebastian League. Is that even how I pronounce it? I don't know. Hopefully Sebastian doesn't watch this because he is in a league of his own. Get it? Because League, his name is League. So I finally got my enemy into Unity. Oh, you thought I was going to make the animations in Blender, which would save me a lot of time, something any sensible person would do? Nah, that ain't me, chief, so I made them in Unity. And there we go, a little idle animation. Now let's check out how it looks in-game from the player view. Oh, that's massive. Almost as big as your mom. And so I scaled him down a bit to match the player's size. Oh, and if you know anything about me, you know I like ragdolls. They just make me go yes. And so I made the enemy do the flop and become a ragdoll. But it looks more like he's trying to do yoga or something. I'm pretty sure that's a yoga move right there. Now, I'm sure yoga is healthy and all, but we're not trying to make a yoga game here. Come on, we're trying to shoot some bad guys, run on some walls, and other cool manly stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I had to scrap the yoga, and it's now much more like an actual ragdoll, which makes me go, actually, yes. Guys, this is literally me after a long day of work. Smash like now if relatable, guys, and also remember to smash subscribe now, slappers. I then tried to make him rotate towards me so he can aim a gun at me, and got some interesting results at first. But eventually I got it working properly, and he will now rotate his body and head to look at you. I also want him to hold a gun and actually rotate his arms towards you, because currently he's looking more like a traffic director, which, you know, is kind of weird. And after some more coding, I finally got him to look at me. Or not. I also got the ragdoll working, so whenever he dies, he will turn into a proper ragdoll. So now that he can die, we need to make a pickup system, so you can grab guns and other stuff and end his career. It was fairly simple to do, and I also made it a bit smoother with these lines of code. And I made it possible to drop the gun as well, though if you keep doing it, your gun turns into a stick. I'm not really sure why, so I guess you can say that leaves me in a bit of a sticky situation, huh? Oh, and also, as the very famous Leonardo da Vinci used to say, what's the point of a gun if you can't shoot it, lol? So I added shooting, but it looks really bad because the gun does not move at all. So I created a muzzle flash and smoke using Unity's particle system, which makes it look a bit better. And of course, some recoil, because as Newton used to say in his third law of motion, if boy goes boom, other boy goes kapow, but opposite and stuff, yeah, physics. Pretty cool. Shooting sounds and screen shake, yeah. Then I messed around with Unity's nav mesh system, which will allow the enemies to follow me, even when behind objects. I also made it so they will only follow you once you've been spotted, and with that we need to make a run animation, so they don't just slide towards you, because it looks kinda weird. And after a while I put together this, though it looks a bit weird because of his arms. Obviously, I'm not gonna keep such a silly animation in the game, as it would completely ruin my reputation as a very serious game developer. So I fixed it up, and he will now Naruto run after you. Much better. I messed a bit more with the animations and transitions, and I also gave him a gun and the ability to shoot me. And if you get hit by a bullet, you fall down and can't move, which is typically what happens if you get shot, I think. I haven't been shot before, but you know. And finally I got back to working on the wall running again, and after a lot of coding and testing around, I got it working pretty good. Now the biggest change is that once you start a wall run, you are actually stuck to the wall and you have to wall jump off of it again. The camera also tilts, which makes it feel much better. We also need more guns, so I slapped together an AK using Pro Builder of course, and it turned out to be an absolute failure.
How are you doing?
Just like my life. Comedy gold, boys. Anyway, here it is in action. It's pretty cool.
By the way, is the
but I
volume
definitely need to
okay?
work on the animations because they
I
don't look
always
very smooth
accidentally
at
change
all.
the
It's
volume.
kind of whack. But with
I
that being
might
done,
have to-
I put everything together to showcase
let
what
me-
the game is like so
Let me
far.
readjust. The desktop audio was apparently way too loud. That's fun. Yeah, let me know how the audio is now, maybe? Actually, I'm a little too quiet. Yeah, I turned down the desktop audio. Is that better if you, like, you turn up your own volume or something? Now it's good? Alright, awesome. By the way, I do want you to be able to hear the Danny video while I'm not talking, so it makes sense when I'm reacting to it. So, is that working well? Like, if I talk over it, I want me to be hearable, but I also want it to be the video to be hearable when I'm not
this video. So y'all better smash subscribe now, smashers, so you don't miss it, because you definitely don't want to miss it. And there's probably a download link for the game in
You can hear the vid? Alright.
Right now,
Awesome.
so you can play the game how it is so far, but I'm not quite sure if it's ready by the time this video is up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to smash like if you like, smash dislike if you don't like. And as always, drink your milk, hit the sack, and for the love of God, don't be whack, because that's kind of whack.
Your day was alright? Nice. You took a shower? Nice, nice. You can feel free to answer the question of the hour, I guess. I don't know what else to say really. God, my mouse keeps going out of the area where I'm supposed to click on accident. By the way, I don't think you were here when I explained this yesterday. Actually, I don't think anybody was here when I explained this yesterday. I'm on vacation currently, so literally my setup right now is just like I took a random chair from the side of my bedroom, so it's like some like it's like a cushiony chair. It's not even a proper chair. It's like got a short backrest and stuff. And and I also am I have my laptop set down on my bed, and I'm just like using the chair next to the bed and using it like a desk essentially. And that's also why why everything's smaller right now, cause it's different I don't have a second monitor. Also, hi Cluzzy, how you doing today? Are you friends with Shaz, I assume, since y'all are saying hi to each other? Oh, you don't know each other? Oh, okay. That's cool. Do you guys know me? No, we don't. I just thought that the way Shaz said hi, Cozy, I thought you might know each other. I don't really know. Also, let me know if you want me to explain the strategy that I'm using right now. Um, I guess I'll go ahead and start back with watching the Danny content, 'cause since obviously this clicking over and over again is a bit repetitive, so I'm watching some Danny content right here in the background. Wait, so how do you get the Gucci man? Okay, I'll explain the strategy real quick. Um, so basically, you would think that we would go into like the arena levels and just like shoot enemies for like probably literal years because that's probably how long it would take, honestly. But instead, I found out that if you go into one of these few levels, there's multiple where it happens, but if you go into one of these levels, when you first enter the level, you pick up a pistol because you spawn right on top of it. So I mapped my right mouse button to the pause button, and now I just alternate between left and right clicks so that I'm pausing and then clicking the restart button, which gives me $1 each time. So we're basically just right clicking then left clicking 500,000 times over the course of these streams. So yeah. Also, let me check how much money I have right now. I actually forgot to check last stream how much money I have. Okay, I have like 45,000. Okay. So I'll probably try and go for like 50,000 or 52,500 or so this stream, probably something like that. That's almost 1/10 of the way there. It is, yeah, it is. So we're on relatively good pace, I think. Um, how much money do you need to get the Gucci minute? Okay, you need $500,000. 500K. Yeah, it's funny because in Danny's video it shows it as a million, but it's actually 500K. So fun fact, I'm pretty sure the John Wick outfit that Danny showed in his thing also costs like 500K, maybe, or maybe not. I thought it did. Whatever. I guess it doesn't. I don't know. That's a lot of clicking. It is, yeah. Which one is different from whatever? Okay. Yeah, it is a lot of clicking indeed. We're gonna be doing this for a while, so I have this. I obviously have some Danny content playing in the side, and basically the plan is we're just gonna watch the Danny content. Maybe sometimes I'll react to certain parts. Um, and then also we'll be interacting with chat. So anybody hanging on chat and chatting obviously is greatly appreciated because it gets kind of boring, just watching Danny content sometimes that I've already seen like 50 times per video. At the beginning of like when we were watching the first few videos on this channel, I hadn't watched them before, but now it's kind of boring. Do you guys know TF2? I've heard of it. I actually haven't really seen much gameplay or anything. I vaguely know what it is, I think. Yeah. Kind of crazy that it went like how long was it? Like 5 years, 10 years without an update or something like that. That's like the main thing I heard about is it's like it went without an update. It's pretty cool. Sadly, there's a bot from. Oh yeah, that's sad. Do they not have a kind of anti-cheat, I guess? 7 year? Oh, nice. All right. Guess I'll go and start back up the Danny Con and we can keep talking if anybody says anything else, obviously. So y'all can feel free to keep saying stuff. Feel free to ask me questions. Also, there's a question of the hour message pinned in the chat, so y'all can feel free to answer that question that's pinned if you want. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Welcome back to another episode of I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. In the
Your
last
favorite
episode,
game that Danny made
Jotaro
is
challenged me
Carlson.
to make a
The
3D game.
demo?
Why you don't try make a 3D game?
TFT
Or
uses
you
VAC.
can't do
Valve
that.
allows cheaters. Aw, dang.
So I made a first-person parkour thing, and today we're gonna finish it and upload it for
Yeah,
everyone to
the demo
play.
has really fun gameplay. Nice, nice.
I started off by adding
Yeah,
some
the
sudden
demo's pretty
speed
cool.
lines at the very edges of the screen that indicate how fast you're going and also makes you feel like an airplane, which, you know, is pretty cool because airplanes are cool. And I achieved this effect using a particle system in front of the player. Next up, I finished the grappling gun by animating the rope and making the swinging more realistic and fun to play around with. So with the basics done, we have to make some maps so you can actually play the game, because, you know, that'd be pretty cool. I got to work on the first map, which is a tutorial level. It's pretty straightforward and just teaches you how to play. It's just like my grandma used to tell me.
So is Valve allows cheaters what VAC stands for then, or is it like just happen to be the same starting letters?
A big problem with the grappling gun is that it's very hard to aim while moving at high speeds. So I implemented an auto-aim feature that helps you aim at the spot closest to your aim. And with that done, we can go back to working on maps again. So I started putting together the first level, which is like literally just a couple of boxes, and a table.
It's supposed to be a Valve anti-cheat, but it's more of a suggestion. Dang.
I made sure to build it strong.
What is it? What is it? The acronym stand for though?
Physics make me go yes. So I did some coding, and just like that you can now pick up and throw objects around, which is pretty fun. Smash like now if this makes you go yes. Now as you know, ragdolls make me go very much yes. So of course I implemented the ability to drag around and play with ragdolls, because who doesn't like to play around with dead bodies, am I right?
The acronym is Valve anti-cheat.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Shit.
Oh god, what happened on the video? I stopped paying attention now that FBI is inside.
How you're dragging an object, which leads us
VAC?
to this.
Yeah, that makes sense. VAC.
So doors are pretty cool since you can walk through them and stuff, so I'm gonna make my first model using Blender, which will be a door. And when I say model, I mean literally just a rectangle, because I don't know how to do more than that in Blender, okay? Don't judge me. Guys, this is literally me when I walk through a door. Smash subscribe now if that's totally relatable, guys. Then I used a Blender plugin to split the door into pieces, and using this, we now have a destructible door. Have you ever stopped and considered, why do I have ears? Probably not because you're not a big brain like me, but it's actually so you can hear sounds and stuff. So I found some free sound effects from GDC and made a slow motion sound effect using Fruity Loops, and here is the result.
You gotta go, maybe you'll come back later. Alright, see ya.
If milk was considered alcohol, I would probably be an alcoholic, because I drink a lot of milk. I don't know where I'm going with this, so anyway, I modeled a milk carton in Blender, which is probably my first model that's not just a cube. Yeah, this is pretty advanced. We're doing a triangle on top of a cube.
No way. Triangle on top of a cube.
Then I slapped it into
so
the game,
advanced.
turned it into a spinny boy.
You should be a 3D modeler, like, for a living.
So the goal
for real.
of the game is to reach the milk, because the bad guys took it from you, so now you have to get it back. Based on a true story. I'll never forgive you, Johnny, you fucking sack of shit. Anyway, I also added a timer, because this game is based on my 2D game Karlson, which people started speedrunning for some reason, so I figured I might as well add a timer then. Oh, and like Obama once said in a presidential speech, Danny, you dumbass, you need to make a main menu. So I got to work on a main menu, which I spent like 5 hours on, and I was really happy with it. And then I managed to fucking delete the entire thing, and now I don't have it anymore. So a pro tip to all of you game devs out there, don't be an idiot like me, just don't be like me at all, and you're probably fine. So I put it all together again, and here it is in all of its glory. I also added a setting to lower the graphics for all of my boys out there with bad computers. And your best time on maps will also be displayed now. But as you might be able to tell, this room is about as empty as my brain, which was pretty goddamn empty. So we need to make some more models. And so I got to work on some office props. I started with
alright. See you in a minute, I guess.
Here it all is in game. It's looking pretty good, but I feel like something is missing, and I'm not sure exactly what that. Every good game has explosions. So first I made an explosive barrel model in Blender, which is probably the coolest goddamn cylinder you've ever seen in your life. I also made a texture in Photoshop, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never done this before. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. But anyway, so I tried a texture and it failed miserably, like my life. Man, these jokes are getting pretty old. But after some messing around, I got it working properly, and here it is in action. It's not really action, it's kind of just standing still, but there it is. You know what I'm saying? An explosive barrel in the middle of an office. Totally
You're back.
natural.
Alright,
And using
welcome
Unity's
back,
particle
guys.
system, I made an explosion effect, which, if I may say so myself, it's looking pretty fucking sick. And here is the result of everything we've put together so far. It's all coming together really nicely, and I'm pretty happy with the progress so far. It would be a damn shame if something were to happen, like for example the entire project getting corrupted because of a blackout or something. You know, I'm just silly. So the project is tons of files are corrupted, nothing works, many errors. Nice. But by some miracle, my friend warned me of the power being cut in the area, so I made a backup literally 10 minutes before it happened. I'm not even kidding. Shout out to Evil for saving my fucking ass. We're back in action, baby, let's go! And now I need to make more maps for everyone to play. So first I made a sandbox level, which has a ton of obstacles, enemies, and props to play around with. Oh, and you can also rocket jump on explosions, which is pretty cool.
Wow, I like how the explosions synced with the background music of the video. That's fun.
Then I made a second sandbox level, which is pretty much the map you saw in the first part of this video, but with a bit more things around the level to mess around with. And the reason I'm making a lot of these sandbox levels is because they're easy to make and still pretty fun to play on. After some playtesting, I realized that it's kinda hard to notice when you're in slow motion. So to fix this, I added a distortion filter so you can hear when you're in slow motion. Let's give it a try and see what it sounds like. After blowing out my eardrums and turning my brain into liquid, I cleaned up the mess and then fixed it, and the slow motion now feels much better as it's very clear whenever it happens. Then I got to work on some gun models in Blender to spice up the graphics a bit because it looks a bit bland currently. So I started with a pistol, then I made an SMG UC thing, I don't know, and I also made a new grappler gun. So here you can see them in action. It's just a bit prettier to look at than what was previously in the game because they were just kind of squares. So yeah, it's a bit cooler. I also put together a shotgun, which is probably my best model so far, and I gave it
a good shotgun model. That's crazy.
And finally, I made some sort of grenade launcher, pistol, futuristic thing. I don't know. It shoots explosive bullets, which is pretty cool. And since I'm not really sure exactly what this is, I'm just gonna call it a boomer, because it goes boom. And yeah, and you can use it to blow up enemies, but more importantly, you can use it to blow up yourself, which is great, because rocket jumps
old person gun.
Obviously, this and the shotgun is highly inspired by Team Fortress 2.
Boomer is a name.
Finally,
Oh yeah.
back to making some more
of
maps.
this gun.
The
Yeah.
map is just
Yeah, I know.
Hardcore and enemies and stuff, and suddenly, boom, lava. What the fuck?
Truly a good
and
name
for the third
gun.
map,
Yeah.
I just said fuck it and made lava everywhere because lava is kind of cool, I guess. This one is just.
Am I just insane, or is like Boomer like a real name that people can have? I seem to remember like seeing people named Boomer, but I don't remember for sure. So I don't know. Probably not a name very common anymore, obviously, because there's a whole generation made out of it.
But I would love to work more on them in the future,
and generations really don't get along, and their generation isn't the ones naming kids anymore, so.
Which is great. Then Evan King uploaded a new song on his channel, and since the game currently doesn't have any music, and this song is absolutely slapping, I put it into the game.
Oh yeah, it's a real. It is. Oh nice.
Link to Evan's channel down below.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah, it kind of is.
I also added some more settings and finally some more maps, so there's a bit more gameplay to play. And I set up a Steam page since I want to keep working on the game and turn it into a full release. So if you follow the link in the description, you can wishlist
No
the game
way,
on Steam.
Steam.
And if the link
I've
doesn't
had it
work, then you'll have
wishlisted
to
for
wait
like
a couple of
years
days
at this
until the
point.
page has been approved.
And
by
there's
Steam.
still no
Now I uploaded the
updates,
game
so
to
sad.
itch.io, so if you follow the link in the description down below, you can download the game for completely free. And I'm not supposed to give my personal opinion here, but that's a great price. It's available for Windows, Mac, and Linux, though I haven't tested it on Linux and Mac, so I can't really confirm if it works there or not. Do keep in mind it's all pretty rushed, there are still many bugs, the movement is kinda wonky and definitely needs some work, especially when it comes to wall running, because for example if you hit the roof or something, things get a bit weird. But that being said, it's still a fun little game. Also, big shout out to Evil and Janik on Discord who playtested the game and gave me tons of great feedback. A lot of people have also asked for source code for the movement, so I'll upload that and post it on my tutorial channel when I have cleaned it up a bit. Link to my tutorial channel is in the description down below. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash subscribe for more trashy content like this, because at 1 million subscribers, I'm doing a milk reveal, and you definitely don't want to miss that. Smash like if you liked the video, smash dislike if you don't, and remember, hit the sack, drink milk, and don't be whack, you wacko.
Dude, games that don't have a speed limit are so cool. Like in Milkman Karlson? Yeah. Yeah, they are. Hey, real quick, I just wanna like show y'all something on the Karlson Steam page, which I find kinda interesting. It's oh god, I had the Will You Snail Steam page open apparently. Okay. Let me look in my Steam wish list real quick. I'll switch over to the screen showing my whole screen in a second once I get to it. If it'll ever load. Okay. Karlson, here we go. Okay. So I found this kind of interesting. So apparently, the map editor was the latest thing that Danny was working on before I guess he quit Karlson development, if I had to guess. So that's kind of interesting actually, because as you may know, I made a Karlson level editor like mod, and I made like a parody devlog of it, and that video did pretty well. I still think that's the best video or best piece of content in general I've ever made, honestly, for now at least. Um, yeah, but yeah, that was definitely. I just found that funny because I kind of made the devlog that he probably would have made next, if that makes sense. Yeah. You remember that video? Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because maybe I am Danny, and man, I wish. It's kind of funny because I avoided watching the video for a while because I was scared it was gonna be like cringe, because all the other content I made at that point felt like cringe to me when I looked back at it from a year later. But like somehow that video actually didn't seem cringe to me. That's like the first time something I made actually lasted more than a year without me thinking it's cringe, which is kind of crazy. So, you know, and other people seem to not think it's cringe either. So that's cool. I was pleasantly surprised by that actually. So yeah. Yeah, you think it's really cool? Yeah. Is this video just Karlson game? I'm pretty sure it's the end of the second devlog. He's just showcasing the gameplay. Yeah.
So I promised a foot reveal at 300,000 subscribers, so here you go, weirdos. Enjoy my foot, I guess. I don't know. What if we turned YouTube into the world's biggest battle royale game? So before
Danny
I make
foot
a
reveal,
giant battle
yeah.
royale with 10,000 players, we need, well, 10,000 players. So I'm going to make a program that fetches all of the comments from all of my YouTube videos and makes a list of the top 10,000 people who have commented the most on my videos.
What's the title of this video again? I forgot.
So
It's
here's
like
the final code.
turning
I don't really know what I'm
turning
doing.
YouTube
Token
into
response? What the fuck is that? I don't know. Anyway, let's just hit run and see what happens.
turn
And oh
YouTube
boy,
into giant
would you
video.
look
I
at
know
that?
there's
It's
another
actually
video where
working.
he just
And now
turns
we just wait
like
for the
popular
program to fetch
YouTubers
all of the
into a
comments
battle
on my
royale,
YouTube
like
videos.
writing
2
trends or
hours
whatever. Which
later.
fair enough.
Boom! A
You know.
list of my top 10,000 fans. The number to the left indicates how many comments they have in total on my videos, so the more comments you have, the stronger stats you will get in the Battle Royale game, meaning they will be the favorites coming into the tournaments. Okay, so we have our players, now we kind of need a game. So I started a new Unity project and got to work on making players, pick-upable guns, shooting, red zone,
Yo,
and
Mark,
much
how's it
more.
going?
And then my brain was like, what the f, Danny, you actually have motivation? Nah, dog, we ain't gonna have none of that. And then 3 months later, my brain was like, okay, time to get back to work. And now I know how to make 3D games, so we're gonna make the simulation in 3D instead. So I started with a rectangle, and then I made it absolutely massive, giant, enormous, just like your mom. Now let's make a player. Let's call him Bean. Not gonna lie, Mr. Bean out here looking kinda thick, if you know what I'm saying.
Done lurk here?
Okay,
Alright.
Mr. Bean,
Have
stand
fun.
still if Danny has big PP.
Yeah, have fun lurking.
After programming his brain, Bean quickly
Bean?
learned how to
Yes,
balance
Bean.
and walk, so he shouldn't fall over anymore. Okay, Mr. Bean, stand still if Danny is an epic gamer, what the fuck? And before going any further, Mr. Bean looking kinda dull, so I gave him some glasses to make him look much more epic. Then I wrote a quick script to spawn in a bunch of players. I started with 10, then I tried 100, and then 1000, which was still running on a very high FPS. So we're going big baby, 10,000 players, and we're still running on a 26 FPS, which is not even half bad. Unfortunately though, for Mr. Bean, the sunglasses have to go, and if we start the simulation now without the sunglasses, our FPS has been boosted up to 40, so almost twice the FPS. It definitely hurts to see the sunglasses go, but it was a worthy sacrifice, and maybe in the future we'll see them back. I also added some HP to the players so that they can actually die. Essentially, they will fight by just bumping into each other, and when they take damage, they will turn red. And of course, we need to try this with more players, so here are 10,000 players running to the same spot and attacking each other. But as you can tell, our FPS has now dropped very low and is sitting at around 8 because there are so many collisions. So I did a bunch of optimizations and unfortunately had to change Mr. Bean to Mr. Cube to squeeze out some higher FPS. But I'm gonna be honest with you, Mr. Cube is also low-key looking kind of thick. So here are 10,000 thick cubes battling it out. We're getting around 15 FPS, which is kind of bad, but if we build the game and run it as a standalone application, we actually achieve a stable 30 plus FPS, which is actually pretty good. That's like twice as good, because 15 times 2 is 30, and so 30 plus is like... So enjoy the beautiful sight of 10,000 agents fighting, but obviously there are still many things missing before we can call this a battle royale. The first thing I did was make the enemies spawn randomly all across the map. Not only does this make it feel more like a battle royale, but it also doubled my FPS since they're not all grouped into one small area. But if we take a closer look at Mr. Cube and his brother, we can tell they're actually dumb as bread. They just kind of walk around randomly without any purpose or meaning, absolutely brain dead. It's kind of like me. Actually, that's exactly like me. So I gave them vision. Basically, these red lines in front of the players are sensors, and if anything enters a sensor, the player will attack. I also added obstacles which the players can hide behind and they can't walk through them. They will always walk around them because in real life you can't really walk through a wall, and I thought maybe you shouldn't be able to do that here either. So, you know, that's pretty cool, and once they see each other they will start fighting. It would also be nice to see some simple stats about the different players like HP, amount of kills, and so on. So I made a quick UI element that displays some of the features for a given player. And after some quick programming for the camera, we can now move around and click on players and see their stats. It's far from perfect, but it gets the job done. And as Napoleon used to say before attempting world dominance, cameras don't need to be perfect, bruh. Now one crucial element we're lacking, which every battle royale has, is the soap. So I made a tube, and then I made it thick. And then I made it massive, like your mom. And then I covered the entire map in it. And of course I also made it shrink slowly with time so that the players constantly have to move towards the middle.
Will you stream from time to time after you're done with the challenge?
Royale.
I'm not sure. We'll
Players
see.
are unaware that the soap
We'll see.
kills them, so I programmed
There's
them
a good chance of it,
towards
but I'm
the
not
middle
sure
if they
what
touch the
exactly
soap.
I'd
But
stream.
the map is looking kind of boring and bland
Yeah.
because the so-called map is literally just a square, so it's time to spice it up a bit.
I'm kind of hoping that Danny will upload like while we're doing the challenge, so like there's like a chance I'll be able to watch it on stream on one of these streams, but probably not gonna happen, honestly. We'll see though.
First off,
We need to build a wall.
so I built some walls around the entire playfield so that nobody escapes. I
Okay,
also
highlight
put
that,
small
yeah.
obstacles around the map, so if you suffer from OCD or you just dislike when things look like shit, I would look away now if I were you. It's still looking a bit boring though, so I found some free models online from Google, and after a while, here is the new map. Then I got to work on improving the players. So first I gave them better vision, so instead of just a single line, they can now actually see in a cone. I also made it so if they're low HP, they will avoid fighting and just run away. And finally I added a leaderboard, which shows the player with the most kills. And if you click on them, it takes you to that specific player. Then to make the game feel and look a bit prettier, I also added some nice snow on the map, which made everything feel just nice. And just kidding, you naive. That's 10,000 players dropping. And then I wrote some quick code that will read all of the names from the text file that we generated earlier and load these names into the players and give them their appropriate stats. And just like that, we now have 10,000 players walking around with different stats and names from the comment section. Look at all these family-friendly names. What could possibly go wrong? We got Roblox Gamer, YouTube in the house, well known for his Roblox gaming. We got Loner Boy 100, not so yeet of you, Mr. Firely. I actually know that guy, he's got a channel. So I'm also pretty high on the list because I've commented on my own videos, which means I also have to enter the game. Therefore, I added the ability to take control of any player so that I can participate myself. There's just one thing missing. And just like that, we're now ready to start the first YouTube Royale. Johnny, why don't you take it away? Thanks, Danny. So we're just gonna get right into this. The first...
No way, Return of Johnny from the Gladiator video. That's crazy.
Royale ever. And here comes the plane ready to drop in the players. And there it is, 10,000 players dropping in at the same time. NanoCube75, our favorite, coming into this tournament with 29 comments on the Danny channel. It's a true Danny fan. We also have Tushar with 26 comments. Lemao Kia already picking up a kill with 26 comments as well. And Danny himself with 25 comments on his own videos. What a f***ing loser. Anyway, Danny is going to try and pick up his first kill here, but can't quite seem to get this guy. It's Lucid Games. And Lucid Games is on the run. He's going to get away, and Danny trying to chase him down, but can't quite seem to catch him. And oh no! Someone took his kill! And Danny is pissed, but he's too slow to catch up. We also have the Mage's Mango. 23 comments. Mikey Store with 23 comments. Hype Rockets, 21 comments under his belt, and 2 kills already. Hype Rocket looking pretty good, not gonna lie. Also have Sheepdog, who's a sheep and a dog. Let's go back to Danny. Danny's looking kind of low in HP, so he's just going to run like the pussy he is. He's racked up 2 kills though, so looking pretty good, not gonna lie. Danny is doing alright. And here we see the zone moving in quickly. The boys are trying to run, but oh no, Blank, what are you doing? He's dead. They're all dead. And Danny is gonna go into the warehouse and just chill. Because why not? Back to Mikey Store. Picked up 1 kill. 23 comments. Let's go back to Danny. Danny seems to be Still chasing this guy. Can't quite seem to catch up. His name is Can We Get 10k subscribers with no video, fam? And Danny, desperately trying to take this guy down. But here comes the zone. And what is Danny gonna do? Is he gonna run? He's gonna fight. And Danny, inside of the zone, he's taking a lot of damage. This might not be the wisest choice, but he is not giving up on this kill. And look at this. It seems like Danny's taking control. Let's get a Danny cam. Look at this. He's just slurping milk while killing everyone. And oh no! Danny goes down. Danny is dead. And the zone is quickly killing everybody. And it's a carnage in the middle. We have 100 players right here, desperately trying to get away from the zone, and they're all gonna go down. And it's a slaughter. We have Sondra in the middle. He's gonna get absolutely smashed. Oh my. They're all just dying. Prodigy. Karu, the breathing bot. He's gonna pick up a kill real quick. 4 players left in the middle of the zone, but Prodigy goes down. Only 2 players left. Niyaki Ninja versus John Robert Björgen. Who's gonna take the victory home? And they're gonna engage. And Björgen wins, but who's this? Swordmaster comes out of nowhere. Where did this guy come from? I don't know. He doesn't have a sword, but he sure looks like a ninja right now.
Yeah, that guy came out of nowhere. That's
My
crazy.
God, do we have a match on our hands? Swordmaster
They're
with
just
3 kills
avoiding
versus
each
John
other.
Robert Björgen with 4 kills. Who's gonna take the victory home? I don't know. Who's gonna secure the chicken dinner? We're about
This
to
video is
find out.
entertaining. It is, yeah. He's
Like John
basically a
Robert Björgen's
master
running away,
making
but
videos
Swordmaster's not having
entertaining.
any of it, and he's going in. And Swordmaster is gonna secure that victory royale. My God, what a match, ladies and gentlemen! Congratulations, Swordmaster, for winning the first YouTube Royale against 9,999 players. Absolutely crazy stuff. My God, Danny, back to you. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. Thanks a lot for watching. I have some more fun stuff like this coming soon, so make sure to smash subscribe now, slappers, or I will throw a milk carton at ya. Because, I don't know. Also, new Karlson devlog is probably coming soon. I'm working on some new features, as well as multiplayer. So, you know, make sure you wishlist on Steam, or I slap you. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna go hit the sack now. Peace out. Also, drink your milk. And, yeah, buy merch. Because we got merch now. Yeah, sick. And if you're an epic gamer, you might even join our Discord server. Link down below. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Peace out. Skitty pop up. Boom. Why you don't try make multiplayer game? Or you can't do that? Can you make a multiplayer game? Why you can't make a multiplayer game? Make it okay, chill, stop. I get it. I'll make a multiplayer game, okay, boys? So ever since I made my first 3D game, Karlson, in the last videos, you guys have filled my comment section with this.
They're trying to beat a guy in a Delta Rune mod, but you keep dying at one singular attack. Dang.
Multiplayer game now. If you don't know what Karlson is,
Good luck.
It's basically a first-person parkour milk drinking game or something. I don't really know. But you can just watch my previous videos if you want to know more about it. So before adding online multiplayer, I want to slightly just pimp up Karlson a bit. So first off, I added hyperspeed. And then I got to work on adding reloading, since currently all the guns have infinite ammo, which is kind of weird. So I made a quick ammo icon in Photoshop, found some free sound effects online, did some more programming, and just like that, we now have an ammo counter and reload animations. And when I say reload animations, I mean spinny boys, because I'm too lazy to actually make animations. And I mean, come on, look at that sweet spin, it just makes me go yes. I also changed the explosion effect so it clearly says boom, because some people might be blind and can't see the explosion, so at least now they can read it. Yeah, I know, I'm a considerable guy, what can I say?
It's funny because blind people can't read either.
Now, as you might know, our character Karlson is actually just a bean, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you, Karlson be looking kind of thick. But since we're turning it into a multiplayer game, and I don't really want beans running around shooting each other, I had to change it up and gave him an actual body. But, yeah, I don't know. So I added some more animations. It still looks like shit. I don't even know what's going on. Anyway, a lot of people have asked me to be able to see the player's feet when you slide into enemies. So I did just that, and now it looks pretty cool. Oh, turn it off! They're not supposed to see that clip. Shit. Anyway, just pretend you didn't see that last clip, and the animations are now perfect. Hell yeah! So it's time to make multiplayer. Now, here's the first problem. I'm pretty dumb. Now the second problem is that I don't know anything about making multiplayer or networking. Zero, nada carabush, nothing. So there's only one thing to do.
This video is one of your favorites? Yeah, yeah. Pretty good. Bro, I thought he was about to Mew for a second. I was thinking he was about to Mew in for some reason. I'm so messed up in the head.
There's a link to his videos in the description down below. You should seriously check them out because they really helped me set up the back end of the multiplayer stuff. But now I've finished the tutorial series, which means I'm on my own without the slightest clue of what the heck I'm doing. So, I mean, just look at this mess. I have no idea what's happening on my screen right now. Why is there a bean? What's going on? So I did some more coding and we now have 2 players on the server and character models working. You can even look around and the other players can see you looking around, which is pretty sick because in real life, you can also see when other people are looking around. And it's like my dad used to say, looking around is cool. And then I spent like 1 hour staring at my screen and I wrote 2 lines of code and we now have animations. Now, some people might say, hey, those animations are kind of whack. But I have no idea what you're talking about. Looks fine to me, it's perfect. So now that the animations are perfect, I put a little map together and several players can now join the server, move around and slide, I guess, I don't know. Then I got some of my imaginary friends to join the server and we tested out the game a bit. I don't know about them, but I had a lot of fun pushing them out of the map and being an asshole and killing them.
Please, fuck off.
And of course, you win by grabbing that sweet, sweet milk at the end of the map. Man, just playing this game makes me thirst for some good milk, am I right, boys? Also, we now have epic milk merch, represent.com/shop/Danny, link in the description down below. But okay, maybe, just maybe, the animations aren't that great, so let's work on them a bit more. First, I made the head of the player look towards where the player is looking. But he also needs to actually hold the gun in his hands, so I made him do that, and Let's try that again. Oh, sweet Jesus Lord, is that a floating gun? I tried again, but the results are kind of questionable.
Hey, Macaroni and Games, how's it going?
So, since it appears I'm too dumb to get this working, we need to... And I concluded we need to use inverse.
You won't be able to watch for too long since you're about to play blah blah. Alright, cool. Has Mega Hack been added back yet, or are you just not going to use start pause?
But inverse. Yeah, you're welcome. So I found a good tutorial on YouTube, and after stealing the code from that video, and after completing the tutorial and following along and using my newfound knowledge, I put inverse kinematics.
You're just only gonna play from 42 and use practice mode?
To this.
Cool.
Wait.
That makes sense.
To this, which is looking, you know, just slightly better than before. I also worked on just upgrading all of the all-around animations, so for example running and jumping, and here they all are in action. It's looking a bit better. And if you didn't already know, I'm a huge fan of ragdolls.
Yeah, he is doing it as a new artist.
So I made the players turn into ragdolls.
He's actually been streaming himself.
Then I put together a big arena inspired by the size of your mom. Invited all of the friends that I don't have. And we played a round of the first online Karlson. It wasn't perfect, but it was fun, although there are some major issues, especially when it comes to hit detection. A lot of the time when you shot someone, nothing really happened, and everything is also client-side, and I'm not gonna bore you with all of the details, but essentially it's very easy to cheat if everything is client-side. Therefore, we need to make the server handle and authorize everything, which is much harder to do, especially for a dumbass like me. So, since I have no idea what I'm actually doing, I turned to Google and I started researching. I read a lot of articles, especially from Valve, on how they did multiplayer for Source games, like Counter-Strike or Team Fortress 2. And after 4 days of continuous work,
I guess if you're still going for 7 more minutes, you could raid me. I'm on... Are you on Twitch now?
I finally checked that off my list. Man, it feels good to be done. With 10% no. So I said f it and hit the sack. Then I got back up next morning, drank some more milk, and got...
Go ahead and drop your Twitch link in chat, because I don't think I followed you yet. Because last time I was watching you, your Twitch, you were having trouble getting Twitch and YouTube working at the same time or something. You think you would be going on Twitch and YouTube? You think you fixed the issue? All right, nice.
And after implementing
I'm pretty
most of the
sure
features
you're
needed
my
for the server
you're
to
I'm
work,
your
I
one
also
follower.
made a new
Am I?
model for a
I don't
pistol
remember.
and a
Maybe
knife.
maybe
They
you
both
did
turned
send
out
the
pretty
link. I don't
cool, and
remember.
apparently you can
Here, I
shoot
can
with a
just like
knife.
click on your
So
profile and
that's
check
pretty
real
nice,
quick.
I guess. I also finally made another pistol which fires a bit slower but will one-hit enemies. The only thing missing now is
Oh yeah, it looks like I am followed, I think. Oh yeah, I am followed. Nice, nice. Alright, cool.
well, the map. So I got to work on making the first PvP arena.
How do I close this menu?
After
here we
some
go.
time, the map is finished.
I'm gonna hope I can figure out how rating works.
It's not perfect, but it's the first time I've spent more than 10 minutes making a map, and also the first time I messed with baked lighting. And with
Although
all
I'm
this,
not really
I'm ready
sure
to
if I
finally
should
put
rate
Karlson
you
online to
because
the
like
test. I've made the server
you're
system
not
so that
playing the
anyone can
same
host a
game. I don't want to be rude, but like I'm not sure. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure if anyone would even join the raid because they're not like really interested in Geometry Dash, but mm, mm, I'll let you decide. I'll let you decide. It's fine. I really
If
don't
you
know.
wouldn't mind just
I'm
downloading
not
the
saying I
server
know the answer.
files.
I'm just saying I
So to
don't know.
demonstrate this, instead of hosting the server on my own computer, I set up a Linux server using Google Cloud Services
Sorry if
instead.
that sounded
And after
rude. I didn't
typing some
mean for
things
that
on
to
a clear
sound rude.
hacker screen, the server is now up and running.
My
All
bad.
that's left now is to, well, get the boys together and play a match of Karlson. But before we get started, if you want to try
That's
the
fine.
game
You
out for
understand?
yourself
Okay,
in
yeah.
the future, you
I
will
mean, if
have
you
to
really
wait
want me
it
to raid
out
you, I
on
can.
Steam. So
I
make sure
just,
you wish this Karlson
just,
now
yeah,
slappers to get
I'll raid you.
notified
Just
whenever
don't
it's
expect
available.
people to
But
stay
without further
necessarily.
ado,
Also, I
let's
barely
jump
have
into
any
it.
viewers
Well, then the
anyways,
show
so it's
for
not
the
gonna
play.
matter that
So
much.
we can simply join the server by typing our username and the IP address of the server. I've
No,
invited
no
some
way,
of
bro.
the
Typed
world
in the
record
IP
holders for
address.
Karlson speedruns because people like
Yeah, you
speedrunning
know,
Karlson.
yeah.
Apparently, they're pretty damn good at it as well. So most of the players here are very good at Karlson, but I'm only going to show you clips where I look good, of course, because as you can probably tell, I've added a bunch more sound effects and worked a lot on making the movement and gunplay feel better. The movement itself is very inspired by Counter-Strike and Team Fortress, so there's a lot of air strafing and high speed. Now obviously, as you can probably tell, this is far from finished, and I'm gonna add more guns, classes, loadouts, and a map creator so you can play custom maps. But this will all take a long time to add and won't be available until I release the
You're gonna go
full
get to
game.
water? Okay, see you in a minute, I
But
guess.
even if it's very unfinished, we still had a lot of fun playing, and it has a lot of potential once I get working more on it. I'll definitely add better looking models for the players because they're all just kind of blue boys running around, and of course better animations and much more. So there it is, my first multiplayer game. I spent like 2 weeks learning all of this, but it was a ton of fun making. Again, make sure to check out the Steam page in the description down below and wishlist Karlson on Steam right now, slappers. Also check out merch, link below. I'll probably also post some more raw gameplay on my second channel if you want to see more of it. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to slap like now if you liked it and slap dislike if you didn't. Also smash subscribe because at 1 million subscribers, I'm doing a milk reveal, which you definitely don't want to miss. Join our Discord, follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Just kidding, nobody uses Facebook anymore, come on. And as always, drink your milk, hit the sack, and don't you dare be whack. I can't wait to take a look at some fun and constructive comments in my comment section. So, since you unoriginal little f***s won't shut up about it, we're gonna make a game in 30 minutes. Yeah, original idea, I know it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, I'm allergic to bad ideas. Sorry. Now, since we only have 30 minutes, and that's like an hour, but half of it, so like half an hour, it's not a whole lot of time. So the game is probably gonna be terrible.
You came
yeah,
back and immediately got jump scared. But what did you get jump scared by?
So I started with a new project, and boom, square. This square is looking.
The Danny coughing. Oh
Then I
yeah.
have another square, also thick, and just like that, we have physics. And with all of my amazing graphics out of the way, it's time to do some coding. Now, I usually black out during coding, and then I wake up and everything works. So I can't really commentate and explain what I did here, because I don't remember. But essentially, I was trying to make a grappling gun, because grappling guns are cool, like Spider-Man used to say, pow, yeah, sick. And there we go, we now have a terrible grappling gun. Next up, I coded the camera to follow the player. Then I had another blackout, and I woke up to some code that will randomly
You gotta go now?
generate
Alright,
our
see you,
world.
Micro. Are
Now,
you gonna
since we need
start
something to
streaming now, I
grapple to,
assume?
We are basically just generating a bunch of squares around the world that you will have to use to grapple with. Now, this is already like 10 out of 10 gameplay, but don't take my word for it. Just
Like
listen
10 minutes
to what
to- alright.
has to say.
One of the worst
God.
downloadable games I've ever played. That's all you really need to know.
The only problem with the game now is that you can't die, so if you fall out of the map, you just kind of enter the void, which, you know, it's a bit of a problem. So to counter this problem, I made a big, fat, giant square. Just like your mom. We're gonna make some f***ing lava. Because, obviously, lava makes any game better. Everyone knows that. So, when you fall into the lava, yeah, you guessed it, you f***ing die. You dead. This is so scuffed. This is my worst game so far. And we have 10 minutes left, and the game still looks like garbage. So let's make the game look good to distract everyone from the terrible gameplay and all of my mistakes. So let's just we can add some post-processing. Yep, skitty pop, check, yep, boom. And the game still looks like garbage. But I tried. At least the gameplay works properly, and you know, that's what's important. 5 minutes left. Red square. If you touch them, you die. So just don't touch them, idiot. Okay? Cool. And we're done. Yeah. Thanks for the great suggestion, guys. The game is terrible. I absolutely hate it. And yeah, some of you might say, hey, this is just a reskin of your mobile game Boss. Now, you might say that, but if you take a closer look, they're two completely different games. And as far as the gameplay goes, they're actually the same game, but with a grapple gun. So, because I like to publish terrible games to the Google Play Store, we're just gonna work a bit more on this game today and turn it into a terrible mobile game. I don't know. First off, I copied the rope effect that I made for my game Off the Sticks and put it into this game.
And that's
Then I found a
probably the
pixelated
last Off the
shader that
Sticks
makes the
reference he
game
ever
look like
made,
it's
by the way.
even worse quality,
In any of his
probably
videos.
fits the game because you know, it's a piece of shit. So yeah, nice. I also added some particles and some stuff in the background. I don't know. And then
Yeah,
I made the
probably,
player
yeah.
morph and rotate towards the velocity. So if you go really fast, you become a long boy. And we also need some sort of score system, so you can now destroy blocks by flying into them. And while doing all of this, I was listening to The Weeknd, and I was like, fuck, The Weeknd is also kind of thick. So I felt inspired, and I made a synthwave kind of song in FL Studio, and then just turned that bloom up in the game through the roof, and ta-da! So bad. Oh, it's just so terrible. Main menu, settings, shop, thick, combo system, what the XP and levels. Yeah, I literally just copied it straight from my game balls. Okay, don't judge me. I can tell you're judging me and I don't like it. Stop it, stop. Anyway, time to upload the game to the Google Play Store, which is pretty easy. I've done it like 3 times before. So yeah, the first thing we need is a logo. So I'm just gonna put some face on this guy. and then you need to name your game. So since this game is terrible and a fucking disaster, we're just gonna name it Bad Game. And then you just submit it. Boom, there it is. Bad Game is out now and what am I doing with my life? I don't know why I wasted my entire day putting together this piece of shit, but you know, there it is. It's out there. So if you want to play it, you know, it's available for Android, Windows, Linux, Mac. We got it all, dude. Yeah, links down below. Boys.
Are the videos
and here is some
on
gameplay
this
of me
clip
playing on my phone.
and also in this place?
Wow,
Yes,
this
they
game
are.
is so cool.
I also
Good.
for some reason decided to include like some random unofficial channel I found that like re-uploads his streams like that he did on Twitch, like his VODs or whatever. So there's that, I guess. I figured it kind of counts as his content, right? Because it's basically just raw footage of him. He did a long time ago. I don't think he has done it for a long time. Like, probably since he stopped doing the Minecraft. Yeah, the Minecraft. But this was. I think this channel was started before that. I think he did like a stream or two working on Carlson or something like that. And then they also included the Minecraft one. But obviously now they don't do anything anymore on that channel because he doesn't stream anymore. So, you know.
Wow, what a game. So I asked my 2 imaginary friends to play the game and give me some reviews. So let's see what they said about my game, yeah. Hey, so how do you like my game?
Well, it's just balls, but
Hey, friend, did you like the game?
It's not really fun, man. I didn't really like it.
Awesome.
Have you
All my
seen
2
the
imaginary
unofficial
friends
Carlson
seem to
full version
really
thing?
like the game,
I've
so
seen footage of
what are
it.
you waiting
I haven't
for?
actually played
There's
it.
a download link. Download, dude, now. Anyway, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video. Is you, mother. I don't know why you're watching this, but I appreciate you, and yeah, you're great. So keep it up.
You think it
And,
got taken?
I will
Yeah,
keep
that's what
helping
I
you out.
heard, and I think
Also,
that's not
merch.
why I played it,
Yeah,
or
you
that's
should
why
buy,
I didn't play it.
you should totally buy this great merch. Link down below. Totally check it out. It's great merch. That's gonna be it for me. Thanks for watching. Smash subscribe, because at 1 million subscribers, I'm gonna drink some milk to celebrate, and probably record
Oh yeah,
it,
it's
so
been like
you don't wanna
over an
miss it.
hour
So
since I started
subscribe.
the stream. I forgot. I probably should do a question of the hour or whatever. Let's see. A new question of the hour. Question of the hour. What should it be? Hmm. Trying to think. Do you, or sorry. I think I might have already said this one, but I don't remember saying it. So, how long do you think it will take for Danny to upload again? Trying to keep it on topic to the actual content of the streams for the most part. But sometimes obviously they'll be different. At some point I'm gonna run out of Danny related question of the hours. So you know.
And
Also, I'm
see-
gonna check how much money I have now. 49. Oh dang, we're almost a tenth of the way there. All right, that's awesome. They don't have to be Danny really. Yeah, true. I just want to keep them like that for a little while at least, because you know.
Drink your milk, hit the sack,
I don't know.
don't be whack. Because that's, yeah, okay, hey dog, bye bye, I'm done. Oh, look at that, he's so cute. I just want, oh no, I'm currently making a game called Karlson, which you can wish this on Steam by the way, and in my previous video I turned it into a multiplayer game. Now, here's the problem with multiplayer games. It's literally in the name. Multiplayer. Multiple players. You know what that means? You need friends to play, and guess what, motherfucker? I ain't got none of those friends, okay? So for all of my boys out there with no friends like me, I'm gonna make a single player for Karlson. Now, usually I don't do any planning or research or any of that smart stuff, because come on, you know, that's just for nerds. Which is also probably why I ended up in my parents' basement making YouTube videos. But this time I actually sat down and did some planning before getting started. And then after 5 minutes I gave up. Anyway, I started modeling a security camera. So if you didn't watch my first videos on Karlson, you basically start in this closed facility prison kind of thing. So I want to make a story out of that, which is, you know, totally not inspired by games like Portal or anything. What do you mean, dude? Then I had a quick milk break and then had some delicious milk before making another model, which is just a vent, because all epic gamers know that escaping through vents is epic. I also made a grab icon to show when you can grab objects, and yeah, I know it looks kind of bad. I'm not an icon designer, okay? Is that even a job? If it is, then I don't have that job because I'm terrible at it. Anyway, I also made some decals to put on the walls and then put together a little test room. And is it just me, or is that table kind of thick? So here you can see the grab icon, and you can grab objects. Get out of here. Yep.
So yeah, go ahead and feel free to answer
And
the
there's
question
vent,
of the
which you
hour
can
if
easily
you
drag
want.
out
You
and-
know, I don't know.
Come on, get out of here. And you can easily drag him out. You got some decals on the walls. Move this. No.
Haha, yes, I am robot.
Then I found a text-to-speech and I put some processing on it.
So you
to
don't
make it sound
actually
more
know
like
when you will
robots,
upload.
and
Yeah,
also
there's no
provided
real
some
way to
subtitles,
know.
and here
Just
is
basically
the
just
result.
take a
Works
guess, I guess.
Me-
You don't have any theory?
me-
Yeah.
Hello, Carl.
I guess there really is no
This
way
is
to have
just
a
a
theory.
test. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Carlson, more like Slowson. Hee hee. Get it?
And just like that, it works perfectly. There's now a robot in the game with even worse jokes than me, which I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty impressive, because my jokes are like, yeah. So with all of that out of the way, I set up a list of all the mechanics and movement techniques in Karlson, because there are quite a few. And when I released the free version of Karlson, let's just say some people were kind of confused on how to play the game.
How do I get out of here? How'd you get that still? I have no idea. Are you kidding me?
I'm really confused now.
What about if I jump on here? Nope. Jump? Oh, God. What is this? I don't know how to do that. I don't understand. That's not how you jump.
I don't see how I'm supposed to.
Hold A or D.
Did I like miss something?
Have control. No! Got it. No! No!
And to fix this problem, we should start off a bit slower and then gradually...
Just noticed that he hasn't
new
sent any
mechanics.
messages on
Start with
Discord since
slow
October.
and
Yeah, he
the
hasn't.
first
He
stage.
hasn't. He totally hasn't.
Because I
I've
understand,
checked
not
every
everyone
once in
can
a
be a
while,
big gamer like
and
me.
he
Come
still
on. I
hasn't.
also want to
Actually,
introduce some new
I've also been checking messages from the owner of the Discord server, like Evil. It's like the word evil with a 3 as the E or something. I think he pronounces it evil, so I don't know. He doesn't really give any info either, but he kind of like, I don't know, tells people over and over again to stop asking where Danny is, and I figure he might give info at some point, so I kind of check on that as well. He did say, I think at one point, that Danny is planning to not send another Discord message until the game comes out, the video comes out, so that's fun. Yeah.
So I made a gate that you can open in several different ways, like pressing a button, shooting a thing on the wall or something like that, or using a pressure pad. I also made a jump pad that allows you to jump, because like my brother used to say...
They're making us
guys
wait a lot?
jump.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so let's see here. So far we got annoying robot voice with terrible jokes, milk, blue carpet. So with all of this in place, let's start adding some enemies to kill the player, because that's usually what enemies do. And since we are in a future facility kind of place, I want to make some robots, because, you know, everybody knows evil facilities have robots. Duh. So first off, I made a little stationary turret guy. Oh, look at that. He's so cute. I just went, oh, no. Now, this guy's just stuck in one place, so he's not really that dangerous. So let's give the turret some legs so they can hunt you down, because that's totally not creepy. And so I present to you, leg. Now you might be wondering what the fuck you're looking at here, and to be quite honest with you, I'm not really sure myself, but let's just put this thing on a turret and see what happens. That kind of worked out better than expected, and you can kind of see what I have in mind here. So I gave him 2 legs and made them a bit longer, and what the fuck did I just do? Make it, go away, stop, no, don't come near me, just So I made some actual milked up, calcium infused strong bones instead of those weak ass jelly bean legs. And then I put him on a turret again, and it now works much better. The only problem is that he doesn't really want to shoot me, even though he is programmed to be an enemy and shoot me. He's just kind of following me, and I'm bullying him, so why are you stop following me? And suddenly, foes turn to friends, and I named my new robot friend Billy. I gave him a computer screen so he can display emotions, and I found some robot noises so he can speak, and just like that, Billy is born. And I'm not sure about you guys, but isn't Billy looking kind of thick? Hey Billy, guess what? Bro, you gotta see the top. Come on, really cool up there. Oh, whoops. I'm sorry about that. Come on, I'll show you the top. It's really cool. So cool. I'm sorry, Billy. Come on, yeah, just a little more. That's it. Yeah. Oh no. That sucks. Kobe. Oh. Hey Billy, catch. Yo, Billy, my man, you gotta see this. Come here. See that? That's totally lava. Yeah. I'm having too much fun with. Oh! If you want to see more Billy abuse, you can check out my second channel, or my Twitter, or my Discord, or my Facebook, or my Instagram. So, since Billy was meant to be an enemy, but ended up being a friend, we need to make some other enemies instead. So I put together a little rocket, because dodging rockets is always a good
We probably have
a lot of
50k
fun.
at this point, right? Yeah, 50,425. Nice. So we are 1/10 of the way there. And it's been, what, 8 streams? So probably about 80 streams total. That's totally not gonna drive me crazy, I'm sure. Yeah. So I'll try to stream over the course of this vacation I'm on, but there's a decent chance I won't be able to the whole time. So we'll see. But I'll try to stream when I can. So yeah, I think I'm actually gonna end it for today because I know I didn't get 10,000 today. I don't think, but actually I don't remember where I was last stream when I ended last stream because I didn't actually play the thing. So or I didn't check last stream. So I think I probably made about 5,000 or so. But you add on the 2,500 I made yesterday before ending because it was a pretty short stream, and you get did I end? Yeah, I think last time I had 45k, and then I did like a thing where I got 2,500. So I don't know. Okay, yeah, I probably got about 5,000 this stream or something like that. So that's good enough for now since I'm on vacation, especially. But yeah. I will see you all later. Let me go ahead and start a raid real quick. Let me go ahead and raid Macaroni real quick. Yeah, let's go ahead and raid Macaroni real quick. This is my friend Macaroni. We're raiding him, even though he's playing Geometry Dash, which I know most people viewing this stream right now probably don't care about, but you know, yeah. I'll see y'all next time. Let's go ahead and start the raid. Yeah.